This video is going to be about a story time about the time that, my life was basically the Maury show in Fairbanks. Jerry Springer. About a time that my life was Jerry Springer back in Fairbanks. Okay, so this story takes place back when I was living in Fairbanks back in 2014 with my roommates who are the main characters in this story, other than myself. My roommates, we're gonna call them John and Tracy. John, Tracy, and Ray. Those are the three roommates at the time of me back in 2014. So the story, at the time, a little background. Tracy, who's my best friend, I'm gonna call her Tracy. That's not really her name, but whatever. Tracy had a girlfriend at the time who we're gonna call Nancy. So Nancy and Tracy were in a long distance relationship. So Nancy came over to stay with us for 2 weeks so she could visit Tracy, and all that. And it was the weekend before Nancy's flight to go back home. So Nancy wanted to have a game night, and she gathered all of us, and she's like, "I want to have a game night with you guys, and we should buy some alcohol. We should all drink." So Ray, John, myself, and Tracy all had this game night for Nancy. Oh, John and Ray are brothers. So we all had game night, and we were playing this game. It's called I can't think of the name, but it's basically like charades. And you have these cards, and you all put them in a category, and then you go like that, and then there's a timer, and then something like you have to act out what the card says while one member is shouting that, trying to guess, before the cards go, and there's a certain time limit, and whoever gets the most guesses right wins. So it's two teams. In the first team, we have the guys, who it's me, John, and Ray, and the second team is Tracy and Nancy. So we're having a good time, whatever. John had been known to be a little catty in the past. Me and John, we did bump heads, being as we're both gay, and an ego under the ego just wasn't big enough. The house and the apartment wasn't big enough for someone's ego. That being said, we're losing. The guys are losing in the charades. So as we're going up to win, the girls are kicking our asses. I don't care, I'm having a good time. I'm drinking. I'm doing what was initiated for us to do. While that's happening, the girls are kicking our ass. It's time to go back. It's time for us to go back for our turn. And as I go back, as I'm heading up there, I hear John tell his brother something like in Spanish. He said like, "Oh, es el tiempo para este inútil que venga y juegue like do his turn." So when I heard it, I'm drunk. I was kind of in my feelings at the time. So I heard him call me inútil, and immediately like that struck a nerve. And inútil translates to useless. To me, the word sounds worse in Spanish. Basically, he said like, "Oh, it's time for this useless person to come up and play the game." So I was just like, and he was cracking up, and I'm just sitting there. And at that point, I decided like, you know what? I'm not gonna let John and his ego rain on my parade. Like, it's just not gonna happen. John just, I'm gonna be the bigger person and sip my drink. Time as the night starts to develop, I'm not interacting with John at all. And this person is John was the type of person who he feeds off people's attention, and attention needed to happen. And when me not giving him attention, it was bugging him. But I was just like, I'm not gonna feed off of you, okay? You're obviously drinking. You're obviously like trying to attack me because you already called me an inútil. So I'm just not. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna play this game, but I'm not gonna interact with you just because we're teammates. No, if that makes sense. I know. Whatever. We were drinking. I know. Some people could be looking at like, girl, it's just a word. Move on with your life. Carry on. I was 19. Okay. 24 now. I've been reflecting. Move on with yourself. Don't come for me. Okay. How would you react if someone was to call you an imbecile or useless or something? I know he said inútil. I'm just saying, you'd be triggered, bitch. You'd be ready to throw hands. But I wasn't. I was just gonna carry on with my drink. With my little sip, my little Henny and Coke, my little Jack and Coke. It's unbothered, unfazed. So as the night developed, I'm in the kitchen. I go past the kitchen, and John's being his usual self,
Feeling himself, feeling himself.
And I was just like, okay, He clearly had to tell me, like, make it known out there that he was unbothered by me ignoring him. And I was still ignoring him. But it was kind of like starting, his mood, his attitude was starting to, like, get under my skin. So me being, Tyler Petty, as I walk out he's like, okay, he's facing this way in the kitchen, that way. And I'm the other way, heading out. So as we're walking, little old me, little innocent me, decided to bump him and go back and sip my drink. Because I was putting more ice cubes in my drink. And he's making his little like snide comments about he's unbothered, it's his house, and da 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 and da 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 da. So I was just like, you know what? So I just went like a little, and I was like, my babe. Went back to my chair. Little did I know that that's all it was gonna take to set him off. He's like,
oh, no. Tracy better come get your friend before he gets knocked out. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Not in my house.
Storms off, starts angry crying. I hear him from his room, like, shouting all sorts of shit in Spanish. Like, I'm
tired of the disrespect in my house. Like, I'm not gonna fucking deal with him any fucking more.
And I was just like, sipping my drink. Like, seriously? All I did. And I'm like, whatever. Me and Tracy at the time weren't talking. We weren't in a good place. So when John stormed off to his room, I thought that look at me, I'm changing her name. I thought that Tracy, I thought that Tracy, was gonna come check up on me, and be like, okay, girl, what's going on? You're clearly bothered by it. You pushed him. What's going on? No. And yes, Tracy was there when homeboy called me an inútil, but Tracy was still like, she hadn't been dating Nancy for that long, so she was still in that cupcake stage where she was like hee and ha-haing at everything that Nancy was doing. So I was just like, she probably didn't catch it. I don't know. I think that back in the time, Tracy was under John's spell or something, because there's some shit that just don't add up. I wish y'all could go into my brain, because some of the events just don't add up. But that's another. Back to it. No, homeboy storms off into his room. So what does Tracy do? She runs to go check up her best friend's doing okay. Wait, John's not her best friend. Right. I'm just as confused. So I'm still drinking my drink, stirring it. Ray, throughout the whole game, I know I haven't brought him much in, because you see, Ray was straight, so Ray didn't do none of the drama. Like I said, Ray was John's brother, so he knew the kind of dramatic brother that he had. So throughout the game, Ray noticed that I wasn't paying much attention to John. So Ray kept telling me, like, it's cool, I know you're the underdog and you're going to come out on top. And when I said that, I was like, other people think I'm inútil. So I don't know, Ray. It may be that we just lost. And he's like, no, like whatever, let's set that aside. You got this, keep doing you. Like it'll just be us, like playing the game. So when that unfolded, the whole John drama and the attention's not on me, so let me divert it to me happened. Ray just went to his room to go play PlayStation. So, um, that set little Miss Tracy off because little Miss Tracy, when she gets drunk, she gets angry. Hua hua. So she starts getting all up in my face, and at the time, I started getting a little like emotional, and I just like set my head down, and I'm like boohooing, not my proudest moment. I'm like boohooing or whatever, so I didn't even pay much attention to what Tracy was telling me. Tracy was just telling me like it's
his house. I don't know why you had to take it that far.
I don't know what the fuck she said, to be honest with all y'all. So I'm like boohooing, crying, and Tracy goes back to check on her BFF Jill at the time. So Nancy, being Tracy's girlfriend, is checking up on me, and I'm like, this ain't right. You ain't Nancy. You just met me, and for you to know that I'm not the one wrong in this situation, it's alarming because you're a stranger. You're not you weren't the one. You saw that homeboy was instigating the situation. And here is where it gets fucked up. So as the night starts to transpire and everyone goes to their corners and Tracy's upset because John was telling her,
You gotta control your little friend. He's out of control. He's constantly disrespecting me.
I'm constantly disrespecting you, but I'm not the one that called you names. I just, did a little okay, but it's me. Whatever. I didn't tell him this. I set it aside. He's constantly like yapping in his room and he's and I'm just like in the kitchen sipping my drink, still rocking back and forth in the chair, and then Tracy's agreeing with him like,
You're right. You're right. You're right. He is out of control. He is a menace to society.
I'm like in the living room like, okay, I see y'all. And Nancy, being good little Nancy, is right there like, boo, it's okay, like it's fine, you just gotta let him cool off. Whatever. Back to the shady part. Tracy's upset and game night's ruined. So I start to pour myself a drink. John comes, hugs me, and he's like,
It's cool, girl. We're brothers. We fight all the time. We get over it.
the shady part is that he said that when no one was around. When Tracy was already upset. Okay? Tracy had gone to her room. Tracy is not here to witness this apology. She is not here to be like, it's not, when you're like, it's not that serious. Girl, it happens all the time. Why are you saying that to me now when this whole commotion has happened, has occurred? Why couldn't you say it when you stormed off, took five, and then you could have been like, y'all, it's cool, I shouldn't have called him that. I stirred him up. I kept poking at him. I kept poking the bear. My fault. No, because you wanted Tracy to hate me. And it happened. People might be like that I'm crazy and that I am just, no, but you guys weren't living there. And the events that happened throughout the next couple of weeks all seem to prove that John had Tracy under a spell. It backfired, of course, because still on top. Pretty bitch gang, you know? So that pretty much sums up the drunken fight in Fairbanks. It was not no physical fight. Some threats were made. Some threats were made. This whole situation with the roommates was just crazy, and there was just a lot that happened, and I just saw it fit as I had to remove myself. I'm the type of person, my mom always taught me that the truth will always come to light. So I still do this now. Whenever something happens and I get accused of something, I won't say nothing. I won't say nothing. I won't be like, yo, this is what happened. Like, no, that's just only gonna make me look guiltier. So what I do is I remove myself from the situation, and I'm just like, and within time, people are gonna see I wasn't the problem. That's what I did. And with all the events that transpired, more of John's
I'm the baddest and I'm bigger than you and
was all of John's dead. I ended up just, calling it a bye and moving to back to California. And as the months progressed, it didn't happen this calmly. I'll probably make another video explaining that, but I don't know. Anyways, anywho, moved back to California, and with the months that transpired back into the early 2014, and when I kept listening, I moved back like in February. By July and by early 2015, that's a big gap actually. Anyway, Tracy's telling me
I can't do it. I can't live with John no more. I got my own studio.
and I'm right here reading the text like that's just how the cookie crumbles. Tracy, weren't you in John's room back in January 2014 trying to calm him down when I was just sipping my whiskey cold blood? And then you came to me talking about why you gotta be so problematic, why you gotta do this and this and that. But being the good friend that I am, I told Tracy like, damn girl, you serious? But Joan, really? Damn girl. It's a hair flip. It's whatever.
The hair flip. It's whatever. It's the hair flip. It's the hair flip.
Thank you for watching my crazy story time. I'm sorry if it's all over the place. It's kind of my first story time, but I'm getting there. Like, comment, subscribe, and remember, ain't nobody more worth than your damn self. Boo boo.